Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Checking here the sound, and thanks everyone for joining. I will ask here a bit from the audience if someone can help us just to check if everything is working properly. If you can hear us good, we will start in a few seconds. Starting soon. Now, if yeah, thanks for the comments. We'll start in just a few seconds, just checking everything is okay. Super. Okay, thanks everyone. Thanks Mao for the comment. Just confirming again. Thanks everyone for joining, especially everyone in the logistic industry. The time is very important nowadays. Once again, we are here in the new series that we are doing. Today we'll be talking a bit about AI for the industry. And today I have the pleasure to be here with Tarek and Sarah. Sarah is our customer success manager. Hi, Sarita, how are you doing?
Hello. I'm with a lot of cold, but I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah, rainy day in Sesimbra, right?
Yes, it's very cold.
Yeah, yeah. This day has been terrible here in Portugal. I hope it changes, but I think in Barcelona, Tarek is the same, right?
Yeah, indeed. Same. Bad weather. I'm very cold.
Yeah. So good day for webinar and for entertaining ourselves with different content today. So today we'll be talking a bit. AI is everywhere nowadays. So it's not more about just being in software development. I mean, it doesn't matter if you are in sales, in operations, in finance. We believe and we are promoting that at the end, everyone should be using AI. So the goal today is to cover different areas where we feel that can be impactful for freight forwarders, like rate management, quoting, operations, integrations. So please share the comments, share challenges that you have. We are really interested also in knowing if you are already using AI in your organization. So we will be posting some of these questions. You can leave your ideas, as I mentioned, challenges or process where you are implementing AI already. We are very curious about it. And yeah, I would like to start with a very basic, but at the end, pushing here, Tarek and Sarita, what is really AI in freight forwarder? I mean, if you have to describe AI for freight forwarding in a few sentences, what it will be? Sarita, maybe we can start with you.
Well, could be a lot of things, but I think one that everyone can relate, and we can relate with sea freight, road, and air freight, I think is the route optimization. And that combined with route optimization will lead you to a better forecast, to a better delivery times, and also a very happy customer at the end. So I think this is one of the top topics regarding AI in logistics.
Amazing. Yeah, at the end, automating those tasks and helping to have more visibility, improve customer experience, right?
Mhm.
I don't know, what do you think, Tarek, about this? If you relate to this, how you will describe in one sentence or what is really AI for freight forwarders?
Yeah, to me, like AI basically it's like how to compile and procure like all the data because in the end, in the logistic world, we have a lot of data, and for ocean, air, train, truck, and so on, it's how to compile everything and procure it just in one place, and just to have like all the data standardization and just give it to your customers and for your own company as well, right?
Mhm. Yeah, I see it like we are teaching the computer in a way uh, to manage, to predict, and to optimize the shipping processes, right? And for example, as you've been saying, Tarek, one of the topics that we have been working now, go more into that, of course, is rate management, quoting, right? We've been working on this for several years. And in the past, one of the main problems that we've seen in all these years is data standardization, as Tarek mentioned. We've been receiving data in emails, in PDFs, there are websites, there are APIs. So I would like to go deep on this topic and push you for what something that you mentioned, Tarek, that is how we apply AI in these processes, right? One is data normalization, in this case for rate management. But yeah, how do you see in terms of the challenges that the freight forwarders are having nowadays that AI can have an impact in this process for rate management or even quoting?
Yeah. So, well, like first of all, we have just to mention or highlight like the logistic world is very complex, especially like ocean freight due to the dynamic and nature of the pricing, and because we have like a different variety of sources, we have so emails, we have carrier portals, we have contracts, spot rates, FAK and name accounts with spreadsheets, Excel, PDF, and so on. So we have like different formats and structure, and we don't have like the standardization that we mentioned before, right? So it's like how you kind of standardize everything and centralize everything just in one place. So for sure, like AI, you can just train the AI and just you can just pull out later all the information just in one format. So for example, we can just standardize, let's say the bunker. The bunker, some um, carriers they call it bunker, sometimes they call it bath, book, and so on, right? So when you want to quote to the customer, you have to standardize. You have to make like their life easier, right? So you can just have all the information and tell to the AI you like. When you get like the bunker name or bath or book or whatever, just call it fuel or bunker itself, you know? So you can just have everything standardized and just in one place, right? So rate fragmentation in case of data, I think it's one of the major things that we have to solve, right? What do you think there, Sebastian?
Yeah, actually, I was thinking that in the past, in our first version of the app, I remember that we had like 15 or 20,000 ways of calling the surcharge codes, right?
Yeah.
And we've been doing a lot of automation and lately using AI to standardize the information, making easier then to translate and to send the information to the next steps, right? The ERPs or TMS. But definitely, this is a very important topic. Of course, surcharge codes are a really important data set to standardize. And also for us, it will be really tricky with locations and with ports also. Like in every file, you have locations, the same location with different variations, right? And using machine learning and AI to standardize that information has been really helpful for us. But then, of course, pushing more, and I want to bring this other topic that I think we discussed with Sarah and in our past webinar too, about quoting. I mean, what do you think, Sarita, that can be here the impact in quoting, and also to add on the rate management process?
Yeah, well, regarding quoting, I remember back in the days when I used to work in the freight forwarder, I had a very complicated life when I need to quote for a new destiny, so a new country. And why? Because each country needs a specific documentation. And sometimes it's very hard for the freight forwarder when quoting a new customer or even a new country to know, using the memory only, to know all the documentation that they need in order to have a complete and successful logistic process. So I think AI can definitely helps the freight forwarders quoting, and also helping to be a very smooth and faster process, right? So I think this could be a very advantage for the freight forwarders in one sense. And the other, I think, is relying on, for example, the leads. And I know we're going to jump to that after. But for example, if you are a freight forwarder and you want to know specifically who are the exporters of commodity, or who are exporting to United States, for example, back in the days and nowadays, if you don't have like a AI system in your company or using that, you will rely on information that you have for the commerce chamber or other associations to know and to understand who is doing what. So with AI, of course, this also could be very, very fast and very smooth and very centralized data that you can analyze in 1 minute and just give what they have, what they want at the end, quoting. So I think those could be a very interesting developments for the freight forwarders if they jump right now with the use of AI. I don't know
Yeah,
what you guys think. Also, Tarek.
yeah. In the end, you cannot work by heart, right?
Mhm.
So if you work by heart, sometimes you have to double check, and you have like a slow response. So you need to speed up all the process. So when you need, like in the end, to make the process faster, be accurate and more competitive. So like we have been testing like in Cargofive as well. Like for example, we are thinking how to make faster all the process. So for example, like using the AI for sure, the customer, they can send an email directly to the inbox, and they can just check what's the best route, the best transit time, the service, and check the rates and reply directly to the customer. So it allows you to speed up the process, because sometimes if it takes like hours or days to quote the shipper, let's say to your agent, maybe you cannot gain the shipment, right? So sometimes the first that quote is the first that they win the shipment. So that's one of the main reasons, because I think that logistics, they should or start to use the AI, because you can be more competitive and you can just surpass your competitors as well, right? So with the dynamic pricing that you can just get with the AI, you can just in the end take like a better decision, right? And you can just have like a instant quoting, right?
Yeah, I love that last sentence, Tarek, that you say that nowadays you win more by being the fastest, right? Maybe it's not the price, and these are very, maybe I think we chat about it. Maybe it's not applicable for 100% of the quotations, right? But you can automate a good amount of the quotes and answer directly via email with a set margin, right? And and win by being the fastest and not maybe the best price in every operation, right?
Yeah, but in the end, Sebastian, like you can just train like the AI. Like for example, if you know it's like a price-wise sensitive customer, you can always quote with the cheapest shipping line. However, if you know like it's important like to have like a direct service, you can train the AI only to offer direct service to this customer.
Yeah,
And also,
personalizing at the end, right?
Yeah.
yeah, and also you have the historic of your customer. What are the preferences of the customer, if they prefer better transit time, better price, if they have a preference of the shipping line that they want to use for all the exportations or imports. So all that data with AI, it's very functional and helpful as well.
Yeah, in a nutshell, like you have like to train just to teach how to use the AI and what to offer to each customer. But in the end, when you have it, like they can do it by their own.
Yeah, at the end, personalizing it's very important, but also and bringing the next topic, finding the right customers and personalizing the outreach is really important. And this is also a very interesting topic that I want to bring to the conversation. We have been testing for the last say last year very interesting new tools in terms of process for Cargofive itself to find freight forwarders. I don't want Tarek here to share our secret sauce, please, but at least share a bit of what we are doing because it's really game changer. I mean, at the end, if we compare how we've been selling to freight forwarders, maybe when we started 5 years ago and how we are doing now, I think it's game changer how AI can be apply to this process. So I want to push Tarek here and maybe starting with how you can use AI to identify new leads or even to personalize this outreach.
Sure. So like lead scoring and the qualification, I think like we cannot reveal all our secrets in weapon, right? But I think like Clay is one of the trending app that
Yeah.
a lot of people they are using for several things. But yeah, in the end, like to have like a good leads is important, very important thing, because in the end, it's going to be like your main customer that you have to approach. So for that, you can use several tools. So first of all, you have to know who is your target, right? Your audience. Like it's a shipper. It depends on the commodity and what they do, where are located, the city, and so on. So you can just with AI, just you can check several things directly from the websites. You can just get the emails, the business activity, business signals, and even you can check what the employees they post on LinkedIn and other social media, right? So if you have like all this information, besides like what the business they does, with all this information, you can just have like a better and qualified leads, right? Because on the other hand, sometimes what I remember like in the past, some people they had like a big list, let's say from shippers, and that's all, right? And they had just to call them, just phone them, and just get the emails or try to contact with the sales guy or the CEO and so on. And now with AI, you can just have everything. Just believe me, we are using that, and you can just get a lot of information like in a minute, and you can just have it, and you can even import it to your CRM, right? And then you can just, I mean, if you have like an Excel with the names and surname of the company as well, you can just use Clay or other platforms. So you can just make the nurturing of all the data with AI as well. So they can just go and surf on a website where they can check emails and surnames and so on, right? And besides that, sometimes you can just save time to the sales guys. So that's one of the main topics that I think that we have to bring to here as well. That with the AI, the sales guy, they can just quote better to the leads that you got much better, right? So that's I think the main issues. Saving time and just procure and have like a better leads using AI, just performing better, getting like the leads, the name and surname and the business using AI.
Yeah, like Clay right now is like is mandatory, right, Tarek?
Yeah, absolutely. Because you can just personalize like the messages as well, right? Like for example, when you want to approach like a customer or shipper, you can say hello, and you don't have to write manually the name. You can just get from Clay or other sources actually the name and add it automatically. So that's what I meant before. Like, you need to save time in the end.
Yeah, like sending more personalized messages in an automated way, in a more scalable way, and then working more with signals, right? Like, I don't know if a shipper is hiring a new role for the comex department, right? Like, you can reach once they post that, because their logistic department is growing, for example, right? As we are doing similar in the freight forwarding market, right? So I think is game changer. We are seeing great results. At the end, instead of needing with one SDR, you do 10x of what we've been doing before, right? So it's more scalable, it's more productive, and I think, as we've been saying, this is not applicable just for software companies. It's applicable for everyone, and freight forwarders, of course, are not the exception. So at the end, we're in a market where these speed, even for freight forwarders, to be accurate and to, of course, control the costs is very important. So these automations for sales and in general for operations, workflows are really important. So I would like to push here on what are the risks, what are the challenges, and explore a bit of, like, for example, Sarita, that you've been working also in operations. Like, if we have to say maybe one operational task that you think that AI can bring efficiency for every freight forwarder nowadays, what you will say?
Only one.
No, well, you can say several.
Yeah, it's tricky. But I can say, regarding also the operations in the freight forwarders, is the way that AI can automate the freight booking and documentation management. So basically, if you have an AI system, you can automate the freight booking, the process, analyzing the shipping needs, the customer preference, the availability and the capacity of the booking. If there is what is the next schedule available, and also if there is any equipment available. Also, if you have the route optimization with AI, you can easily understand if there is any problem regarding the seaport that you are choosing. For example, if there is any port congestion, or if there is for example, an embargo to that specific destiny. So this is the kind of things that AI can help you. Also, on the verification of the documentation. So as you may know, when you want to export or import a full container, to simplify the things, you have a very long operational process. So you need to guarantee that you have all the invoices, all the declarations regarding origin of the things that you are exporting, importing. You need to have all the customs clearance. You need also to have the BL and the other documentations needs regarding what you are exporting. So if you have AI, you definitely can understand right away if you have all the documentation needed or not. So this is going to give a workflow very, very, very easily to work. And also you don't need to double check all the things, because AI is going to do that for you. So in one hand, I think that is one of the main goals why the freight forwarders need to start using this. And I can give you an example. For example, DHL, they are using AI regarding the documentations. So basically, they automate everything regarding data from various sources, for example, email, invoices, booking systems, and basically they generate all the shipping documents in once. So yeah, I think this can easily help you to optimize all the operations. So in one hand, we have that.
Yeah, fully agree. And before jumping also for the same question for Tarek, I think what is fascinating right now is that testing all these things every day is becoming way easier, right? I mean, there are a lot of workflow automation platforms out there that if you combine these tools like Zapier or NA10 with APIs of any of these platforms, for example, Sarita was saying OCR, right, for document mapping, right? You can take an API from any provider, software provider that is doing OCR for documents, and then you can implement with the workflow, connecting that with the API of your ERP, right? And the fact that you just type and you ask also the large language model to support on the how to build all that workflow, it's really easy and is lowering the barriers for these softwares to be connected, right? So I want to push here again for the same question for Tarek, like what do you think that in terms of an operational task that AI can bring efficiency, and also how AI, and this is for both, is helping on the transition, right, on from this more manual, because a lot of freight forwarders still rely on spreadsheets and emails to manage their operations, right? So how AI is helping to transition from that to a more automated workflow and operation, right? And I bring also the last topic that is integrating this data, right?
So I am going to give you like an example. Like when I was at CMA, I remember that sometimes we had just to check like if we could just export something to a specific country, right? So we had just to dive like in several PDFs. Sometimes we had to ask like at the headquarters, sometimes the country of destination, and so on. So if we have like everything, just I mean, if we have something like ChatGPT where you can just feed the data and you can ask them, I think it's much easier, right? So in a matter of a second, you can just get everything. So that's the point, right? So if you can just gather and procure everything just in one place and just ask for the I think you can speed up like all the process, not only for you but for the whole company, right? Because in the company, I mean, logistics, everyone is involved, right? Now maybe we're focused more in sales and operations, but maybe we have like other people involved, like customer service sometimes, like the documentation department, sometimes the IT guys, right? So you can speed up everything just if you can just feed the system, but that's the issue. You have to feed it. It's not only that you can just chat GPT and ask everything, because sometimes they cannot help you. So if you have your own, and you can just train your own AI and you can feed it, you can just bring all the tools to the company, right? To me, like how you can automate, I think that AI help you, but you must know how you can connect all the platform, right? Because maybe you can have like Cargofive, maybe you can have your own CRM on your ERP or TMS and so on. But in the end, you must know how you can just connect all of them. You mentioned before, you have N8 and N, or you can just make as well. So you have to know how to connect everything, right? Once again, it's like you need to speed up like the process. So if you have fragmented data like everywhere, it's a good thing. It's not a good thing. The good thing is how to connect it, right? And I think it's one of the key points that maybe it can just take another webinar. That how we can help them just to connect everything, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and here I will push also for the last also to see if the audience has any question or thing that they want to bring as last comments. And yeah, bring also. I would like to have also Sarah's thoughts on this on data integration. What do you have seen, Sarita, maybe with with the tests that we've been doing, and also within our customer base, right? Tools that they've been using, connections with ERPs, and how at the end how AI is helping in this transition too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically, I think one of the biggest problem that we have in logistics is regarding the workflow. So we start the flow with the sales, then go to the customer service, then goes to the operation, and then the finance team. And during this flow, a lot of information goes when no one knows where they are, where the information is. So I think it's important, and that is why it's so fundamental to start using ERPs, TMS, and also connect it via API with other systems to be more complex. Because there is a need, I think, in logistics in general, to centralize everything in one place, right? So, for example, you use smartphone nowadays for everything. So the logistics need, of course, to have one system to be able to have all the information regarding the customer or even regarding a booking. So if you centralize everything in your ERP, TMS, for example, you can have all from the A to Z, all the logistic process at the same place. And if you need more information, you can get it in your system. And is a system that you are familiar with, so you know how to work it. And for example, Cargofive, as you know, we also we are developing a new platform and so on, doing a lot of testing using AI and API connections. And we also allowing the ERPs and the TMS to connect Cargofive directly. Why? Because it's important for the freight forwarder not to use or not to go inside the app, right? Another website to have information, but have everything at once in the same place. So I think the future is going to be that. Also, we can say that the biggest shipment line, for example, Maersk, Hapag-Lloyd, and so on, they are doing right now is migrating everything for the web. So the rate sheets in Excel or PDF going to end, I think, I hope. And they're going to change that for the web service. So once again, there is a need to everything goes at the same place in the same time, for everyone to be faster by quoting, faster to understand the customer need, faster to understand, okay, I don't have a plan A, so what is going to be the plan B? So it's very important. So yeah, in Cargofive, we are trying to use AI in order to have a more smooth process regarding import data into our platform, for example, contracts, or even try to give a solution for the user or the client to basically ask for the quote and have the quote. So things like that. I think it's important because time we don't have nowadays. We are running out of time. But also, Sebastian, I think it's important to mention that logistics, it's a field, it's an industry that needs human contact. And I can say that many of the biggest contracts that freight forwarders can close with great companies, I rely on one person or rely on the service. So it's very important to understand also that AI, it's here to adjust and for us to use in order to have more time to dedicate to the customer or dedicate to the business. So yeah, I think it's important to headline this because I know for sure people are a little scared with when we talk about AI and ChatGPT. It's a little scary, right? So I think it's important also to validate this. I don't
Yeah.
know what you think, but
Yeah,
yeah.
at the end is, I agree 100%. At the end is automating those repetitive tasks or manual
Mhm.
process that are adding no value at the end for a person to be doing that. And it's better to put a machine to do that task and focus on the critical cases where the machine is still not able to fix or to work, right? So I think that's the core. And yeah, time, reducing time, and talking about time, as we are 35 minutes already. I'll just close here with the last question that we have here on the chat, and it's really good one. Is how is it implementation of the AI in an industry that is a bit underdeveloped if we compare, of course, to other sectors or other industries? So so yeah, what are your thoughts? What is your message here, Tarek?
So we are in very old-fashioned industry. So we can see, like for example, like even MSC, they don't have an API. So big companies, they are not trying to invest with that sometimes. But on the other hand, like it's in our hand, like to develop that, right? 2 weeks ago, I was at a WCA event. So I met like two freight forwarders that now they are just investing a lot of money with AI. They told me that they see all the benefits now. So they have been working for during 1 year, and now they see the benefits. So how they can just have like everything faster. Because now before they had like a lot of tasks manually, and now they can just get everything automated. Yeah. So the AI, I think it's going to take time in our industry. It's not like updated, I think. But however, if we go to the, like say, like the air freight, it's quite different than the ocean freight. Ocean freight is a Cargofive part that we handle. But maybe the air freight is going to be like quite different because they have an API. They are more willing just to invest with technology and so on. But yes, I think it's going to take a while just to adapt everything.
Mhm. Yeah, but it's moving at a good pace. So there is
It must.
a
It's a must, actually.
yeah, and yeah, to finish, maybe I think that at the end everything should start. I think that most of the time AI can be the answer, but at the end we always need to start with the problem that we need to solve. Uh, and yeah, we have seen that in Cargo 5, we push a lot for AI in some of the processes that we had. At the end, the solution wasn't AI, but we still solved the problem. But yeah, of course, with the speed and the pace of the technology, for sure, AI will be the answer for a lot of the problems and the struggles that freight forwarders are having. So yeah, that was a bit for today. Thanks again, everyone, for joining. And yeah, we look forward to see you again. We will do more of these. So looking forward to receive your comments, your thoughts, and your messages to continue collaborating and pushing this industry for a more automated and efficient industry. So thank you.
Oh, we have a new question. Sorry.
Yes.
I think from Tarek.
What is the use case of AI in logistics that cannot be achieved using predefined rules rather than a machine learning? Good question. Tarek, Sarita?
Well, in the end, I think like everything can be done. Nothing is impossible. Just in the end, like you have to know how to face it. Because if we take like this example in the past, where we were thinking like it was impossible just to standardize like all the data, all the spreadsheets that we have from PDF, emails, and Excel, and in the end, now we got it right. So first of all, we need to know like the main issue, the main topic that we are facing, and for sure, always is going to be like some solutions. Just we have to think about it.
Mhm. yeah, at the end, starting with the problem, right? As Tarek mentioned, in one case, we tried at the beginning to solve everything with AI, and at the end, the answer was simple automations with Python and machine learning itself, right? And then we started adding 5% of the cases that machine learning wasn't able to read all the data because it was super unstructured and very variable, but it was only 5% of the data set and not 100% as we thought, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that. Mhm.
But it's important also to before start using AI, it's important to understand what is the problem and what is the way that we want to solve that problem, because sometimes we can use AI as a starting point, but if we don't know for sure what we want to solve, AI could not solve for us. So it's important also to understand how to use it for our own benefit. I think it's
Yeah.
important as well.
Yeah, and we have like the best example. We use more machine learning, and now we are using AI,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
Yeah,
best example.
yeah. As Amal said, and thanks for the comment too. Yeah, in fact, we started like that. We started pushing. Okay, let's input this into large language models straight, use AI, and then the result wasn't good. We start trying only implementing AI and not trying to think what is the best way to solve the problem. The data weren't ready to be applicable for AI, and we learned by that by mistake. And now we went back using more simple automations and putting on top of AI for some of the process, right? So yeah, thanks for the comments, Tarek, Amol. And yeah, once again, Sarita and Tarek for participating, for all your thoughts.
Thank you.
I think that's it for today. Thank you very much, everyone, and looking forward to see you in next events.
Sure. See you in the next webinar. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye.
Ciao,
See you
ciao.
soon. Bye bye.
Bye.